allow me to invite our chairperson of the session, Honorable Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, to present today's cabinet highlights. Over to you, Minister.
Thank you, Chief Secretary. Allow me to recognize the presence of ministers who are here today, the Deputy Minister from the Ministry of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, senior government officials, members of the Fourth Estate, ladies and gentlemen. Today, the 28th of July 2026, His Excellency the President, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, chaired the 25th Cabinet meeting, and the following issues, among others, were considered and approved. Cabinet received and noted an update on the repatriation and reintegration of Zimbabwean nationals from the Republic of South Africa, as presented by the Minister of Local Government and Public Works, Honorable Daniel Garwe. The repatriation and reintegration of Zimbabwean nationals from South Africa continues, with a total of 36,940 retainees having been repatriated through government arrangements, whilst 79,730 had self-repatriated, bringing the total number of retainees to over 115,000. Additionally, a cumulative total of 870 self-repatriations was recorded through the Botswana entry points. A total of 38,057 retainees have registered through the skills registration process, with some local companies expressing interest in utilizing the skills data for their employment needs. Cabinet noted with concern the loss of employment benefits, pensions, and unpaid dues for the retainees, which matter will be pursued through bilateral arrangements. The Beitbridge Reception Center Clinic has attended to 2,147 retainees, comprising 851 males, 1,296 females, and 575 children under the age of 15. The most common conditions treated are upper respiratory tract infections, diarrheal diseases, and headaches. On logistics, 512 bus trips have been undertaken from the Beitbridge Reception Center to date to various destinations in the country. More trucks are being mobilized for the transportation of household goods and business equipment. Treasury has since released an additional $2 million towards coordination of the repatriation exercise, bringing the cumulative disbursements to $3.4 million. The United Nations agencies have mobilized approximately $564,000, while the International Federation of the Red Cross and the Red Crescent Societies provided $264,000 for hygiene promotion and transport support. Government, working closely with Harare Metropolitan Province and other partners, is establishing a reception center at an appropriate place in Harare to assist retainees directed to Harare. In the build-up to the Heroes' Day commemorations, Cabinet considered and approved the report on proposed honors and awards for 2026 as presented by Honorable Daniel Garwe, the Minister of Local Government and Public Works, on behalf of the Honorable Vice President, Colonel Retired Dr. KCD Mohadi, Chairman of the Cabinet Committee on Honors and Awards and Place Names. The nation is being informed that the Constitution of Zimbabwe provides for the conferment of honors and awards as national recognition and the immortalization of individuals who have made significant contributions to Zimbabwe's national development. The 2026 honors and awards conferment ceremony will take place on the 10th of August 2026 during the Heroes Day commemorations. The nation is being informed that Cabinet approved the conferment of a total of 50,000 independence medals to veterans of the liberation struggle through the respective ministers of state for provincial affairs and devolution across the country. The exercise is part of the ongoing efforts to recognize and honor those who sacrificed their lives for the sake of our beloved motherland, Zimbabwe. Cabinet considered the update report on the proposed interventions and address rampant and illegal mining activities within Bindura Municipality and Bindura Rural District Council. The expansion of mining operations within urban and peri-urban areas without adequate planning and interagency coordination is increasingly generating severe environmental, social, and infrastructural challenges. An assessment undertaken at Bindura Municipality and Bindura District Council has confirmed extensive illegal and unregulated mining activities occurring within residential areas, public infrastructure corridors, and land designated for future urban expansion. This has resulted in the destruction of rail and road infrastructure, pollution of water sources, and an increase in diseases such as silicosis, tuberculosis, drug and substance abuse, and sexually transmitted infections. Accordingly, Cabinet resolved to adopt a whole-of-government approach and to appoint a task force to deal with the problem at the national level. Government will also review the penalties and fines to make them more punitive for offenders and strictly enforce the provisions of the law. Cabinet considered and approved the change of the current name of the Bindura University of Science Education to Bindura University of Science, Innovation and Technology, as presented by the Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education, Innovation, Science and Technology Development, Honorable Dr. Frederick Shava. The new name, Bindura University of Science, Innovation and Technology, therefore, sufficiently projects the three pillars that define the institution's present and future strategic trajectory, which are science, innovation, and technology. Cabinet considered and approved a memorandum of understanding between the Republic of Zimbabwe and the Republic of South Africa on cooperation in the field of agriculture, which was presented by the Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Honorable Ziyambi Ziyambi, as the chairman of the Cabinet Committee on Legislation. The memorandum seeks to strengthen bilateral cooperation in the field of agriculture through sharing, technology transfer, research facilitation of trade and investment. Additionally, the cooperation will strengthen preparedness and response to transboundary animal and plant pests and diseases through enhanced surveillance systems, harmonized sanitary and phytosanitary measures, promote agricultural trade, efficient movement of inputs, and the development of regional value chain and market access. Cabinet considered and approved Memorandum of Understanding between the Republic of Zimbabwe and the Republic of South Africa's weather services on cooperation in the field of meteorology, as presented by the Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Honorable Ziyambi Ziyambi. The MOU seeks to establish cooperation between the parties towards achievement of common goals, including promoting the science of meteorology and its application in socio-economic development, as well as development and maintenance of meteorological infrastructure. Cabinet considered and approved the agreement amending the SADC protocol on the control of firearms, ammunition, and other related materials in the Southern African Development Community region, which was presented by the Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Honorable Ziyambi. The agreement amends the SADC Protocol on control of firearms, ammunition, and other related materials, which came into force on the 8th of November 2004, in order to strengthen response to contemporary challenges regarding the control of firearms, ammunition, and related materials, including possession, transfer, and disposal of firearms, ammunition, and related materials. Cabinet considered and approved the Municipal Police and Courts Bill, which was presented by the Chairman of the Cabinet Committee on Legislation, the Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Honorable Ziyambi. The public is informed that in line with the Urban Councils Act, Chapter 29.15, and the Rural District Councils Act, Chapter 29.13, local authorities are empowered to formulate and enforce regulation of matters falling within their jurisdiction. In order to promote good governance, efficient service delivery, and access to justice, local authorities require coordinated structures and strengthen municipal enforcement of bylaws to address issues of non-compliance, including apprehension of offenders of bylaws, investigation, and prosecution of such offenses. The bill strengthens the legal framework for municipalities to establish and maintain dedicated and professional police services focused on community safety, bylaw enforcement, traffic management, and local crime prevention. Additionally, the bill provides for the creation of municipal courts, define the court's jurisdiction, including over municipal bylaws, minor offenses, traffic violations, and the appointment of municipal magistrates, among other matters prescribed by the law. Accordingly, local governance structures will be enhanced in line with the constitutional devolution principles and improved public safety and environmental management outcomes. Cabinet considered and approved the Sports and Recreation Commission Amendment Bill as presented by the Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. The bill seeks to amend the Sports and Recreation Commission Act, Chapter 25.15, and align it with the Constitution and the Public Entities Corporate Governance Act, Chapter 10.31. Cabinet considered and approved the Memorandum of Understanding between the Republic of Zimbabwe and the Republic of Serbia, aimed at establishing political consultation mechanisms on matters relating to political relations and the exchange of views on issues of mutual interest. The parties will collaborate in areas including political, economic, energy, culture, technology, global, and regional issues. Cabinet considered and approved the Memorandum of Understanding between the Zimbabwe Foreign Services Institute of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Trade and the Diplomatic Academy of the Department of International Relations and Cooperation of the Republic of South Africa, as presented by the Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. The memorandum seeks to establish a framework for cooperation between the two parties in order to strengthen institutional capacity, enhance diplomatic training, and promote joint research and academic exchanges. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister, for presenting the highlights. We now move to the three questions.
Honorable Mr. Garwin, regarding the returnees of Zimbabweans. There was a reference to pursuing benefits and pensions for those returnees. My question is, what are the chances of succeeding in pursuing of the issue of pensions, given that the host country regarded their stay as unlawful, and thereby possibly their contribution might be regarded or perceived as a nullity, for lack of a better word. And also given that some of them lost their belongings during their return. That's my first question. The second question maybe to Honorable Minister Ziambi. It relates to the setting up of municipal courts under the proposed municipal courts bill. My question is, how is the envisaged structure going to be funded? Will it be from local authorities who are, in our view, already struggling to provide optimal service, or basically how is it going to be funded? I thank you.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Chen from AMH, and the question is directed to Ministry of Justice and Legal Affairs in line with the returnees. You mentioned potential loss of employment and pensions for returnees. What sort of economic shock is the government expecting with the new returning numbers? And what are the lateral arrangements that you mentioned for the returnees?
Thank you very much. Over to you, Minister.
Thank you, Chief Secretary. The first question is directed to Honorable Garwe. Maybe if you could also tackle it together with the second question from Chen, is still referring to repatriations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I didn't quite get his question. If you can recast it. Chen, yes.
Okay, you mentioned potential loss of employment and pensions for the returnees. What sort of economic shock is the government expecting with the new returnees? You know, the numbers coming up. So, yeah, what shock is the economy most likely going to experience? And you talked about lateral arrangements in terms to help like with the pensions. So what are the lateral arrangements that you mentioned for these returnees?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Allow me to thank Mr. Shamaita for the first question with respect to benefits and pensions for returnees. You may want to know that this is a bilateral arrangement between the government of the Republic of Zimbabwe and that of the Republic of South Africa. And our ministries of foreign affairs will be seized with the matter. This obviously answers the second part of your question, because it's relating to the same issues. But on the issue of illegal returnees and benefits, not every Zimbabwean in South Africa is an illegal person, or not every returnee is an illegal person. Some of the returnees coming were formally and properly documented, formally employed in South Africa, and they are coming. These are the ones that are raising the issues about their benefits, including pensions, including salaries that were not paid at the time of leaving South Africa. And these are issues that are now seized with our ministry responsible for foreign affairs. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. The second question from Shamaita is directed to Minister Ziambi. Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, the basic principle is that we want to set up municipal courts in order for us to enforce bylaws across our municipal areas. So the thrust is to ensure justice is done. And in coming up with the bill, we will then find out when we are doing consultations, the linkages with the Judicial Service Commission, the appointment processes of magistrates to mend them, the courts, how they are going to be remunerated and attended issues. But what we did today is to present to Cabinet principles that we wanted Cabinet to approve so that we start the consultation processes, the bill writing processes, in order for us to agree on a framework of how we are going to introduce the municipal courts. I thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ministers, for responding to those questions. The second and last round of questions. Yes.
Thank you, PS. Thank you, Chief Secretary. My name is Oliver Kazunga. I'm a reporter with the Herald. In your brief, Chair, you indicated that illegal mining activities are causing havoc in Bindura town. So the question is directed to Minister Garwe. I just wanted to find out, in terms of monetary value, to what extent has this damage caused to infrastructure and other related items such as rail infrastructure? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. It's Chen again. This question is directed to the Ministry of Justice and Legal Affairs, Honorable Ziambi. In question to the memorandum with South Africa in the field of agriculture, what are the specific agreements or arrangements that we might soon see? And with the current repatriation situation, what are the relations exactly looking like with between the two countries, and how will it affect this memorandum or boost it? Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Secretary. The first question from Oliver Kazunga is directed to Honorable Daniel Garwe. Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman. Let me thank Mr. Oliver Kazunga from the Herald on the question where he's asking about the quantum in terms of monetary value losses as a result of the damage to infrastructure. I think what the first point that we need to understand is urban mining has created pain and suffering to ordinary citizens in the respective municipalities or cities that we are referring to. The damage caused to land set aside for social amenities which includes schools, clinics, and many other social amenities, which now the municipality has to identify another piece of land, come and service, which is a cost, and then get government or the municipality to come and build these social amenities. The damage to the road network has got a massive impact to the movement of goods and services through vehicles. The damage to rail obviously affects the movement of train. We did not quantify this in terms of how many dollars have been lost, but we've quantified them in terms of the negative impact to economic activities that ordinarily would have taken place between, say, Bindura and Shamba through the damage to the railway. So there is massive economic activity that has been disrupted. The disruption to the economic activities in terms of the road network that has been decimated Again, those are huge costs in terms of disruptions of economic activities, but we're not looking at it from a dollar sign perspective. We're looking at it from the broader picture of economic activity disruption as a result of these illegal mining activities. The damage, the cost of repairing these roads, the railway line, the buildings that are being damaged as a result of these mining activities, the cost of purification to water, like in the Mazoe River, in the case of Bindura, the cost of purifying water is over and above, it's going to be over and above what has been budgeted for. But all this is a basket of economic activity disruptions that are being caused as a result of these illegal mining activities in urban areas. Thank you very much, Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. The last question from Chen is directed to Minister Ziyambi. Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I want to thank Chen for the question. Honorable Chair, just to respond that a memorandum of understanding just gives a broader framework on areas of cooperation, be it in exchange of information, in exchange of experts, giving a framework that will allow specific agreements to then be entered into. So this is a general memorandum of understanding with the intention to cooperate between the two agricultural ministries. So what will culminate out of this is that they will then identify areas that they may feel as the two agricultural ministries that they feel they need to develop and deepen their cooperation. And this will then happen once the MOU has been signed. As regards the current repatriation, I think these are two unrelated issues. We want to exchange expertise, information, collaborate in the two fields of agriculture. Those that are coming home are welcome. They may even participate should they decide to become part of our agricultural sector within our setup. I thank you, Honorable Chair.
Let me thank the members of the Fourth Estate for the questions and honorable ministers for responding to those questions. We've come to the end of today's post-cabinet press briefing.